and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown extended beautiful family, thank y'all. I'm just saying thank you. Y'all dropped the most beautiful messages. It feels good to come back. And then, you have all these messages that's dropping by that, new people. Well, we've met in different lifetimes, but we're reconnecting on a virtual spiritual level. And it's just blessing. It's a blessing to me, when I can come back and see the most beautiful comments. Y'all help uplift me in a very special way. So thank you for that. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light. Many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. If you feel like the videos are informative, give you good vibes or uplift that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath going through trying times and need spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path, even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music that I'm listening to today is called, the channel I'm listening to is called Awakening Planet. And the music I'm listening to in the background is called 528 Hertz. Raise your vibration, positive energy, be positive minded, calm and balanced healing frequencies. Well, we all need that in our lives, don't we? Okay, but the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, if you are suffering from soul exhaustion, this is for you. I've been going through so many different things, with the world. It is like so many different changes are taking place. I try not to speak of it in a negative sense, even though there's so much hurt and pain is going around the world, and it's like conflicting with the transformation, and it's like it's pushing, a lot of times that feel like resistance, but that's what is that? What word am I trying to use? Is helping us transform of being stronger, basically, because there's a lot of things in the world when it comes to us. It's like we feel things on a totally different level. Some people, when they find out that you're an empath, I've had people like, oh, that sounds so cool. And, I wish, can I be an empath? I'm like, look, you don't want to feel nothing on that type of level, even though it's beautiful when you're playing a major part on helping the world heal. You're bringing love in where it just feels like it's so hard for love to really take place because there's so much distractions. I'm gonna put it that way. I want to use it as a negative thing, like all hell done broke loose, but it's a lot of distractions that is trying to take place within the enemy, and it's like love conquers everything. But I wrote down a few things, and just giving my experience from it, because it was like, on my 3 days, I hate taking days off like that, but it's always good to have self-care. You can't pour nothing from an empty cup. And when it's like at that point, because I always meditate and say a prayer before I start doing my videos so I can open up that. Ooh, as soon as I said that, my ears started ringing. Okay, give me a second. Oh, okay. That's why I was just talking about in the other video. I was telling somebody about that. They were like, oh, my right ear is ringing. And that's a good thing when your right ear is ringing. Um, when you're getting those downloads and stuff like that, oh my God. Oh, okay. Now it's gone. Going through all these different things, I just, no matter how much rest I was getting, I was going through heavy emotions. It was like I was trying to open myself up to source and stuff like that. And it was just like, that was a clear sign. Hey, it's time for you to take a break, because it's like you're not open. You know what I'm saying? You're not open. You've been pushing, and, you've been pushing out so much towards other people, helping other people on the side, doing all these different things, but I love what I do. But it was that at that time I need to take self-care. But I wrote these things down, but I'm gonna see if I can find a link to it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the description box so you can go into depth and see if this does relate to you. I'm just not going to be, breaking it down like science like they do. I hate reading off of papers because it seems like fake to me. But I always, like I've said before, when I use this, it makes me, I write down everything to make sure I don't forget what I need to say. But they say the symptoms of you knowing you have soul exhaustion. You don't feel like you get enough rest. Your mind is heavy. You're dealing with a lot of different things. You know what you're going through. There's situations in your life you're really trying to figure out how you want to heal from this. You're trying to let go of this, but it seems like you have trouble. You know, you're trying to heal from different things so you can have peace of mind. You're at war with your brain. A lot of times you got to understand your mind can be your best friend and your worst enemy at the same time. You got to just pick and choose. And it's just you dealing with a lot. You're dealing with a lot. So it's just like a lot of times you probably wake up more often than usual. It's like I'll be waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be just aggravated. Or wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, then turn around, wake up 5, and then I got to use the bathroom. I'm just like, ugh, I want to get some sleep. I want to get some sleep. But then it just feels like even if I can get 11 hours of sleep, I still feel drained. And it was like you need that take that time out for self-care. You really need to allow yourself to do that because there's so much changes is going on in the world. There's a lot of times where you're going to have to take your breaks. You're going to have to seek that solitude, be off to yourself, cut the world off for a minute. you know it's okay for you to be help saving the planet, but you need to be able to save yourself too at the same time. You have to think of you first. Those are the times you really need to be selfish. Okay. Number two is you constantly daydream about living a different life. I used to do that when I was younger. Especially if you've been exposed to a lot of different things in life that's not that healthy. I used to always imagine myself being somewhere else, going through the things I've gone through. I constantly did that. But instead of you imagining and daydreaming about a better life, you have to be able to manifest that at the same time. And I had to be able to remind myself that you don't have to imagine your life being different. You are on your way of transforming your life to make it different. So it's like, don't daydream about something like that. Work on yourself, whether it's like you're allowing yourself to purge that, the feelings that you have had that's conflicting you from, getting aligned to your manifestations, allowing yourself to, when the negative, memories may come back, you have to allow yourself to say, whatever that is, it brought a spotlight of truth to me to know, yes, it might have hurt, but these are the things that showed me I'm going to be able to overcome. I can be able to heal from it. And that's letting you know that's where growth needs to take place at, allowing yourself to set free from those things. So even if you have to, anytime it comes up, think about it in a positive sense. Like, okay, you were at a job and you got fired. Okay, you think of it like, yeah, it may have hurt me financially, but I wasn't at peace when I was working there. I dreaded being there. Anytime I tried to get to work, it wasn't there. So that's that time where you can say, universe has guided me towards something better, that it ain't gonna feel like a job. It's not gonna feel like it's forced. They are prepping me for a better lifestyle. So you can look at it like that. Number three, your body aches often. Stomach aches, back pain, joint pain. Yes, I get them all the time. You have to understand as well, if you're dealing with a lot of stress, and I used to think that was an old wives' tale, hear my parents say that, worrying about a lot of stuff, it will make you sick, and it really is, because that, you know, your mind is very powerful. And it's like when you're dealing with a lot of different things in your life, whether you're not being honest about things with your body, well, you're not being honest with yourself about certain things, or you're allowing things to, you know, take rent, basically take stay in your life, that's taken away from you and not adding to it, is taking you away from being that better person. So when you're allowing yourself to focus on what is so negative that is taking place in your life, you have to be able to, no matter how many times you got to do it a day, do it a day. I had to tell myself that at the same time. Watch meditation videos, whether it's cutting cords, allowing yourself to release the old to bring in the new, allowing yourself to forgive yourself as well as forgiving others. Even though it may be hard at times when you trying to forgive people and they're steady, keep doing that. That's what their job is. They're going to be able to break you out of that toxic vibe just by wreaking havoc in your life. And a lot of times it made me feel like, damn, I'm pushing out positivity. And next thing you know, I got all this stuff coming back to me. You're going to have people bust in line in front of you, or, cut you off on the road. And it's all about are you going to allow this to affect your day? Even though it may make you mad, I've been like that. There's certain things that have popped off in my life. I didn't see coming, but I had that feeling that was coming. And all I can do is not dwell on it. Just allow myself to cut that cord and keep it moving. That's all you can do, because it's like your mind can give up. There's so many people I've been connected to that got back aches like really bad. And it's just like, as soon as I said that, my phone started vibrating. I suffer from it because you may have gotten it from a back injury, from an accident or a fall or something like that. It just seems like since we're here in these human suits and we don't have it's kind of like a phantom wing syndrome. It's like, people think it's crazy, but if you're an empath, you had wings. There may be times when you have meditated and you may feel something heavy on your back, or you may even hear flapping. Sometimes you'll see feathers at random times. So it's like when you have been that spiritual being for a long time and you're coming back being that in the human suit, we tend to have joint and back pains because we are so used to having different additions, and those additions then got taken away. So you don't have those anymore. And plus it's like your body is reacting to you with that. So it's like if you're carrying that burden of the past, of hurt, pain, this, because if you notice, like when you're in a positive mood and you're happy, you're energetic, you're bouncing around, somewhat. If you're, you don't have no body issues, you're jumping around, you're feeling happy. But when you're in that stressful stage, you're feeling lethargic, you're irritable, and you got either headaches, backaches, stomach aches, and all those different things. But also at the same time, if you're receiving a lot of downloads and upgrades, you're going to have like a lot of pressure coming from your head. Because I know there are certain times I've done videos and I can see like a blue light coming in at times when I was doing my videos, and I'm like, I wonder if they see that. But yeah, and number 4, it says you feel disconnected from your life. You don't feel like this is your life anymore. You're like, what am I doing? You don't feel right. And it's just because you're going through so much, and it is weighing heavy on you. So it's just like you're very detached. You want to be by yourself a lot. I'm like that, even though I may feel lonely at times, I felt like I was better off by myself a lot of times. It's like the only communication I have with people is virtual. Only things that I talk, only people I actually talk to in my city is my children. Other than that, I've detached myself from everybody. Unless it's like from here, I don't talk to anybody. And, I've been okay with that. But, we shouldn't be that way as well. Um, if you have intense emotions, like I said, you may be angry at times. You're very snippy, or you cry at the drop of a hat. It's like you're not in tune with your emotions. A lot of times, you have to allow yourself to say, "Okay, why am I being irritated? Is there something that I'm not acknowledging? Is something that I'm not?" I'm having an issue with letting go. They want you to be honest with yourself. Come into your emotions like, okay, why is this still bothering you? Why are you still dwelling on this? Are you looking for, explanation, apology, closure? A lot of times you got to just close doors and not even worry about the sorry you haven't got moved on, because there's so much better is coming into your life. If there was a sorry that was going to take place, it would have happened already. A lot of times these are the things that had to take place for you to know who you were. And I say that a lot in my videos. And I have to remind myself at times because there's hurtful things that I dealt with. But, I had to allow myself to move on. You know, it becomes something that you have to work on every day. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Especially if you dealt with things and they're deep rooted, you're going to have to apply that towards your daily change every day, you know, because there'll be times you can be doing something and poof, then next thing you know, one of those memories are coming back. The enemy wants you to dwell on those things. They want you to be occupied. They want you to be stressed out. And those are the things you had to understand. If I didn't go and endure these type of hardships, I would have never knew who I was. I would have never known about my strength, my power, my self-love, my self-worth. I would have never known none of these things until whatever or whoever brought this to my life and shook my world up. And that's what they want you to be able to see it as. And I have to think about that myself at times. I say you got to practice what you preach, girl, because I know them things will come up like past vomit, and it don't taste right. It really don't taste right. um okay, number 6, you have, if you have soul exhaustion, you will suffer from frequent loneliness, like I was just talking about. um there's certain people that has passed away in my life that, I really yearn at time. And it's like, especially if I, hear some music or a movie or a saying, it'll take me back to that person, you know. And a lot of times when you're going through emotional pain from, what I've gone through, um, I it's not like I take offense of it. I don't want nobody to ever think I'm taking offense of it. I just don't like it when people say, "Oh, I can imagine." What happened to you. I'm like, no, I don't want you to ever imagine. I don't know what you want to relate to. I don't do that, because that's just like when y'all tell me y'all have gone through something. And I can say I can relate to a certain situation, but I never want to imagine what that pain feels like. It feels good to not know what that pain feels like. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. You never want to be able to endure somebody's pain like that, because what may not endure to you, the way what is taking place may have hit y'all to the core. You know what I'm saying? And with my situation, that mess was, ooh. But I have to be able to think about it. There are certain things you're not going to get closure for. There are certain things that you're not going to get an explanation for. But just being able to know it brought you towards a positive path of knowing yourself, knowing your love, knowing your strength, and whatever is being taken from you is about to be replaced with something better. you know it may hurt for right now, but it hurts to stay in a situation you no longer need it in. Allow that to be able to help you carry on. There are certain things that's taking place, but you have to be able to allow yourself to see it in a different perspective. And a lot of times you got to allow that to go in a daily routine of that. And as soon as I said that, got chills. So, yeah, you have to be able to get in tune with yourself, because a lot of times when you're going through that time of depression, you will tend to, you know, put yourself, you will alienate everything around you and just stick to yourself. And a lot of times you'll be in your head. And that's the only thing it's doing is making you into the situation a lot worse. So it is just like when those negative vibes come up, you have to be able to allow yourself to cut it off. You have to train yourself. And I have to tell myself that the same. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Train myself to, think of something positive that came out of that negative circumstance. Um, you may suffer from anxiety, depression, other mental illnesses. Yep, like I said, you know what pain that you have gone through. You know what your situation is. And you have to, like I said, you have to apply that to your daily routine. Even if it may be a small baby step, it's going somewhere down that road is going to impact you in a big way. It feels good when you can say, you know what, this whole day I have no negative memory, no negative vibe come up, and you have to be able to congratulate yourself. And first, foremost, you give the universe an attitude of gratitude when that happens, because they don't help you with that throughout that day. Because a lot of times we feel like we're alone in this path, but you have to understand these things are strengthening you. These are acknowledging things that has been in the dark for you. You're knowing yourself on things that was shut down and being dormant. You had to be able to go through those. You dread to go to work every day. There have been, like I've said before, anybody been with me for a while, when I know there was days that I had to smoke some ganja before I go to work, so I won't be no New Jersey headhunter on chopping somebody's head off that day. It's time for you to go. I've had friends that used to smoke weed all day, every day, just to try to function and deal with the job we had, because it was like Dramaville. I was working with a whole lot of women, and no ma'am, no ma'am, all that type of drama. Or they had a drink before they gone to work, or they like doing that booger sugar. It's always when you have to go through a line of escape and you are stressed out. Only times you have a good feeling is when you're on vacation and on your off days. It's telling you right there, and universe will apply something heavy to you to basically tell you you need to get away from this. You need to be where it's not feeling forced. You need to have a lifestyle. Don't ever see a job because a job is just over broke, or a career. You need something that's going to be a lifestyle that's going to attach to you with your gifts. If it's impacting your life in a positive way and you're doing it in your surroundings, that's what they're trying to guide you towards. So they want you to be able to do that. It feels like you're on autopilot all the time. Yes. It was just like let me do these, because it was at that point. I was wondering why I was feeling like depleted. I just felt drained because if I wasn't doing YouTube videos, I was on IG doing stories. If I went on IG doing stories, about Heyoka advisory, I was on podcasts doing all those different things. And it was like I constantly stayed busy on top of me trying to heal from a lot of things. And it was just like, let me just go ahead and get through this. And I didn't realize I've been going for a whole week straight, like 7 days straight. Anytime I said I was going to take a break, I ended up saying, no, I got to keep going. No, I got to keep going. No, I got to strike while the iron's hot, because it was releasing a lot of different things. Like I said, I love what I do because this is like a positive outlet for me. When I know it's helping me, it's going to help somebody else. Somebody needed to hear that. So I know there's a lot of times y'all relate to a lot of things that I talk about. Okay, and the last but least, you don't feel joy in doing the activities that you used to do that make you happy. Yes, I love to sing. I love to dance, listen to music, be bumping, and I love because I have a lot of alone time to myself. And it's just like been lately, I've been, when a lot of things has been coming up for me. It's very sensitive, because it's coming towards the holidays, and that's the, if you don't have no family like that, it gets that to that point. So I'm just trying to allow myself to stay productive, because I used to love working out. I would be one of them over workout junkies that will just be working out for 7-8 days. I mean 7-8 hours throughout the day. But it was like, after I stopped smoking cigarettes, stopped smoking weed, because I used to do it a lot when I was smoking weed. You think that mess will slow you down? No, it amped me up. So now, since I don't do none of those things anymore, and it's just like me dealing with a lot of things that I didn't know about myself before. It's really been heavy on me, and I gained weight from that. The situation, I became emotional eater. So now it's like I got to force myself to do that. But it's just like, Roslynn, wake up, you know you really need to allow yourself to have fun, enjoy life. Life is short. We complain about things, but there are people out here in the world with this COVID and all these different things popping off left and right, people dying from cancer and all these different things that's coming up. When you still have a life to live where you're waking up in good health, that's a blessing within itself. All this stuff is going on in the world where you may not make it home because somebody don't pop the cap in you. There's just so many different things that's going on in the world where a lot of times we're fussing about certain things that people be praying for that type of stress, because you may be going through something, but I guarantee you may connect with somebody who's worse off than you are. So we have to be able to stay grateful. Even throughout that day, you have to find something that it makes you happy, enduring that. And it's like, more if you allow yourself to apply happiness is coming forth. I can get the link from here because I got it on my phone. So I'm gonna paste this in here, and it gets into detail about what's going on, why is it feeling that way, so you can see it from a deeper sense. So I hope this was able to help you, send some kind of confirmation. But allow yourself to take that self-care for yourself. The world has to wait, but you can't wait for you. You have to be happy. You have to be ready to be game, put your game face on. You got to do what you got to do to get yourself centered and balanced and aligned with what you're trying to bring into your life. So I would love to give a post notification shout out to let me see. Jessie Lee, Anon Tandale, uh Stars the Limit 2013, Daisy Loa, Andrea W, Greg Sicka, and Angelfish. Much love to you. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Drop a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. So good to have you. Like and subscribe, share, give a thumbs up, tell somebody about the channel. If you need to get in touch with me privately, I'll leave all my contact information in the description box below, as well as it's just to be able to network with you, to give you a deeper insight about your purpose and your life mission or whatever. Just give you a helpful understanding about it. Whatever we speak on is confidential. So whatever goes on there stays there. So know that you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything you're trying to manifest into your life comes 100 million times more than what you asked for, prayed for, even expected. And same when you receive it. Social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, somebody that may take somebody a long way. I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.